Welcome to IELTS mock test. This is Mr. Alfred from EDX School. Let me just remind you that there are 3 parts in this test. Part 1 runs for 5 minutes. Part 2, 1 minute to prepare, 2 minutes to speak. And Part 3, another 5 minutes. Do you have any questions before we formally
No,
start? None. All right. So can you show me your passport, please?
of course.
Can you please describe to me your childhood?
But my childhood was rather boring and lonely because I was home alone most of the time.
So, how was it like being alone at home since you were young?
But it gave me a lot of opportunities to improve my, like talking skills and language skills. Since I've always talked to myself in English and Mongolian, I had a lot of time to spend on myself. So that's what I would say.
Can you say something more about your family?
Well, my family is a rather big family. I'm the second oldest child within my family, and I'm the second oldest, but technically the oldest, since my oldest sibling is currently not here,
So, where
and
do
I'm
you,
in charge of all the duties. Uh-huh.
sorry for that. So, where do you live?
I live in Mongolia in a small town called Irdnit.
Can you give me more details about Erdinet?
Irdnit is located, let's see, Irdnit is also known as Bayondramak, and it's located within Bolshansk.
All right, what kind of place is it?
Irdnit is a pretty, Irdnit is a pretty, what should I say, is a like the balance between city and nature.
By balance between city and nature, what do you particularly mean about it?
As in, like, what I mean is like most like large cities, most cities are like too filled with apartments and buildings and stuff, while our city is like small, nice, and has a good amount of people, and it also has a lot of natural view.
What's the most interesting part of your town or village?
The most interesting part about my town would be the mountain, top of the mountain for me,
Why is
because
that?
you can see because you can see when you go to the top of the mountain, you can see the whole city from above there.
What kind of jobs do the people in your town or village do?
Most people work at the mining industry because it's rather common for them to work in the mining industry.
What is your opinion about mining? Because you are
Well,
aware that many other people are really against mining.
yes, I would say as long as it doesn't, in my opinion, as it doesn't, cause permanent damage, I'm okay with it.
All right. So, in general, would you say it's a good place to live, your town or village? Why or why not?
In general, I would say it's a good place to live. It's small, it's quiet, and it's peaceful.
There is this saying that says there's no place like home. Do you consider your town or village your home?
Yes, because I've been living here my whole life.
So, if there is a place that you would want to transfer, where is that or where would that be and why?
A place I would most likely like to transfer to is maybe New York or Los Angeles, America. Because those are big and busy and lively cities, unlike our city, unlike my hometown.
Okay. So, if you could be able to transfer to another place, what are the things you would want to do for yourself, or like if you are to choose a career for yourself, perhaps what would you want to pursue and why?
I would I would need to become a full-time psychologist, achieving my dream as a psychologist, or I would also achieve my dream as a full-time performer.
Thank you so much. That ends part 1. We now proceed to part 2 of this test.